Every skeleton with a crown is called a lich these days. Every robed undead spellcaster gets the title. But if you think a lich is just a smart zombie wizard, you've fundamentally misunderstood one of fantasy's most sophisticated concepts. What actually is a lich? D&D's most misunderstood undead. The distinction matters more than you think, because when you strip away decades of pop culture dilution, what you find underneath is something far more unsettling than another monster in the manual. A lich isn't made. A lich is chosen. That choice is everything. It's the line that separates them from every other undead creature shambling around your campaign world. Zombies don't choose to be zombies. Skeletons don't wake up one morning and decide bone is their new aesthetic. Even vampires, for all their gothic sophistication, are typically victims of circumstance. Someone else's hunger, someone else's curse. But a lich looked at mortality, weighed it against their ambitions, and decided death was negotiable. The transformation process itself tells you everything you need to know. In most traditions, becoming a lich requires drinking a poison so lethal, it kills you. Not might kill you, will kill you. The ritual doesn't grant immortality. It grants the ability to survive your own death through sheer magical will. Think about that for a moment. You have to be confident enough in your arcane abilities to bet your existence on them. You have to believe so completely in your power that you're willing to die for it. That's not desperation. That's hubris, crystallized into necromantic form. But choosing undeath is only half the equation. What actually keeps a lich undead is something far more interesting than just magical willpower. The Phylactery. Now, most people think they understand phylacteries. Destroy the magic box, kill the lich for good. Simple mechanic. Clean gameplay loop. Except that framing misses the entire philosophical weight of what's actually happening. A phylactery isn't a respawn point. It's not a backup drive for your soul. It's the place where you put the part of yourself you cannot afford to lose. The lich doesn't copy their soul into the phylactery. They move it there. The body walking around, casting spells and monologuing at adventurers. That's the part they were willing to risk. The real-world influences make this clearer. The word phylactery comes from the Greek phylacterion, meaning protective amulet. In Jewish religious practice, tefillin are sometimes called phylacteries, small leather boxes containing sacred scripture, bound to the arm and forehead during prayer. The concept is containment, protection, something too important to leave exposed. Ancient Egyptians had a similar idea with canopic jars. Remove the vital organs from the body. Preserve them separately, because some things are too crucial to trust to the flesh. Medieval necromancers wrote about soul-binding artifacts, containers that could house the essence, while the body pursued earthly concerns. The genius of the phylactery is that it makes the lich's greatest strength into their ultimate weakness. Immortality through separation. But separation creates vulnerability. The thing that makes them impossible to permanently kill also gives their enemies a clear win condition. This is what distinguishes Liches from other forms of magical immortality. A vampire's immortality is biological. A ghost's is spiritual. A lich's is architectural. They built their undeath, engineered it, which means it can be unengineered. And here's where pop culture gets it wrong. Somewhere along the way, the skeleton wizard took over. Visual shorthand replaced substance. If it's undead and casts spells, lich. Wearing robes, lich. Glowing eyes and dramatic speeches, definitely a lich. But that reduction strips away everything. That makes the concept compelling. The voluntary transformation becomes incidental. The phylactery becomes a gameplay mechanic instead of a philosophical statement. The lich becomes just another monster instead of what it actually represents. The logical endpoint of magical ambition. A lich isn't someone who stumbled into undeath. They're someone who looked at the fundamental limitation of mortal existence and decided to solve it. Through applied necromancy, they represent what happens when magical power meets absolute refusal to accept natural law. The price of cheating death isn't failure. The price is that it works. You get what you wanted. Immortality, unlimited time, freedom from biological limits. And in getting exactly what you wanted, you become something that finds the concerns of living creatures increasingly distant, difficult to relate to. This is why the choice matters. A lich chose to become what they are. Every terrible thing they do afterward comes from that decision. They're not victims. They're consequences. Understanding this changes everything. They're not just encounters, not just enemies. They're examinations of power and its cost. When you face a lich, you're not fighting a monster. You're confronting someone who made the ultimate bet on themselves and won. The horror isn't that they failed. The horror is that they succeeded. And they're still here to prove it.